looks like we're on two platforms. It looks like we're on two platforms again. Okay. Yeah, we got YouTube and Faceplant. Good, we're on two platforms again. I'm glad they fixed it. Because it wasn't Prism. It was damn Faceplant. What a pain in the ass. Look who's here. Okay, time to start the show. Jesus. One thing fixed and something else screws up. Well, from the WDWL TV multiplex, live from the Red Studio, with great anticipation, we bring you the pride of the station, the grumpy old man, and, the grumpy vulture. Would you like to take your bow? Okay, take your bow. That's it, banner up, banner up, banner up. Take your bow. Come on. There you go. Turn your head. Get your bow in. There you go. Banner up. All right. Okay, you only got to wear this 6 more years. Okay, back in your spotlight. Look at the camera. There you go. Let me move this out of the way. Well, we're on two platforms again. With no thanks to Faceplant or YouTube. So how you doing tonight, Kathy? You know, this new generation really pisses me off. Everybody wants to be obscure. No phone numbers. You can't call. Oh, I searched and searched. I could not come up with a tech support number for Faceplant or YouTube. Everything is email, and you don't get an answer. I sent an email at 8 o'clock this morning, just before showtime. I checked. Still, no answer. Now, whatever glitch that was going on with Faceplant, they fixed. Because I did a little quick blip. I did a show start, and then when I saw that I was on two platforms, I immediately ended it. So there's about a 15-second hanging out in space somewhere. But you can't call anybody today, even major corporations. You can't, and some don't even give an address. They've hidden their goddamn address. They don't want to hear from the general public or customers. It's disgusting. You know, back in the day, there was phone numbers for everybody. And you called, and a live person answered the phone. Hello, thank you for calling XYZ Corporation. You know, how can I help you? I need tech support. Hold on. This is Joe for Beats, tech support. How can I help you? Not today. That's like perfect example. My washing machine, LG. If I need warranty, I have to scan a fucking QR code and send them a message on the app. There's probably 5 times more telephones in the world today than there was even 20 years ago. It don't do you no good. You can't call nobody. It's sickening. It really is sickening. I tried today to find some way to contact Faceplant. Email. Same thing with YouTube. Email. 2 corporations as large as these two, and they're afraid to give you a phone number because they don't want to fucking talk to you. The days of customer support, and when you do get somebody, they don't speak English. Nothing worse. Like the perfect example, AOL. If I need tech support for AOL, I can't understand people. And then when you say, is there somebody that speaks English? I am speaking English. No, you're not. I can't understand you. Then they get all pissed off. So, if I need help at AOL, and I hear a voice at the end of the phone I can't understand, I hang up. And I call back. And if I still can't understand, I hang up again. Until I get somebody I can fucking understand. And like with AT&T, at 7 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday, all service calls are routed to Pakistan. I was informed this by an AT&T repair person. And then, and this guy told me, they have a chalkboard. And it may have 10 American names, male, and 10 American names, female. And each tech support person picks a name. So they'll answer the phone. Thank you for calling AT&T. My name is Bob. Yeah. And my name is Shirley. And the girls, that's a riot. Thank you for calling AT&T. My name is Jessica. And my name is Mahatma Gandhi. And you can't understand them. And then they get insulted when you tell them you can't understand them. So, if I had a problem with my internet over the weekend with AT&T, I just gave up and waited till Monday morning when a live American answered the phone. And then I would tell them, I want credit for those 3 days that I was down on my internet service because I couldn't get help. And then they tell you, well, did you call customer service? Well, shit, yeah, I called. I couldn't fucking understand them. And then AT&T, they have call centers everywhere. You can never get the same person, even if you ask their name. One day, and I've told this before, I took a trip across the United States because the first time I called, they answered New Jersey. And then the second time I called, they answered in Virginia. The third time I called, they answered in Texas. The fourth time I had to call the same day, they answered in California. And the fifth time I called, I was in the Virgin Islands. Although I did find out, you ask the person's full name and their employee number. Because I would, if I was on the phone, I'd say, hey, if I still have a problem, I want to talk to you because you know the problem. Because while they're talking to you, they're typing in, taking notes. And half the time, they didn't put all the information in, or they abbreviated something, and the person that looked at the notes couldn't understand what the hell the problem was. And then you had to explain the whole goddamn problem over again. So I would ask. And then wherever the phone call answered, I would say, hey, I need to talk to Charlie Brown, employee number 6437J2 in Florida. And then they would transfer. But that's the only way you could. Thank God I'm not with them anymore. Oh, God. I love Spectrum. Now, they do have an AI answering machine, but you only have to push a button once. It'll say customer service or tech support. You push one or two, and then after that, live person. That's what I like about them. And, you know, I've had excellent service. And I've heard more people bitch, oh, that goddamn fucking Spectrum. Well, it might be the area you're in. You know, globally, there are dead spots. There are problems. Maybe you're in one of those areas where, you know, you're down in a valley and the signal's going over the top of you. But as far as service, excellent. Tech support, excellent. And I'll tell you what, with all the shit that I have here, I went with 1 gig, which is the fastest service that you can get. And about 3 times a week, I'll do a speed test. And I'm right there. This morning I did one. I was at 950, 978, and 992 down, and upload speed the max is 40 gig on an upload, and I was 38, 38, and 39. Because I check. Because the one day I was getting crappy internet. And I was running like 600, and I was like, whoa. I called them, and they said, oh, wait a minute. You know, everything's done on a keyboard nowadays. Do a speed test now. I did a speed test. Okay, I'm back up to, 992. Good, thank you. Have a nice day. It's an utter riot today. Back in the day, AT&T, Ohio Bell, whatever, the guy'd pull up in a truck, strap on his tool belt, get that little phone handset with a rotary dial, come in the house. Today, guy gets out in a dress shirt and a tablet. And that's how they fix everything. Like the one time I was having a problem with my Spectrum. The guy comes in with a tablet. He goes in my basement. He plugs into the connector in the basement. Oh, yeah, okay. Dot. All fixed. Unplugs his connection. Go upstairs, test your computer. I come up here. Thank you. Have a nice day. And I'll tell you what, another thing I like about them. If they're anticipating a service problem, like if the other couple weeks ago, they had to fix something in the box down the street. They send you an email, they send you a text message. Your service is going to be down between 2 a.m. and 2:30, They try to do their outage repairs after midnight because they figure not every idiot like me is watching TV. And they fix it. I love them. I really do. I can't say enough about them. Matter of fact, Mary Ann switched from AT&T to Spectrum, and oh my God. Every time we talk about computers and that, she's like, oh, the best thing I ever did. But I wanted to get the tech support on Faceplant to find out what went haywire last night. And I wanted to ask if they fixed it rather than do like what I did today, but I'm glad I did because I know I'm on two platforms again. Then I made an adjustment. I moved the wall back a foot. And it gives me now you got the ceiling of the studio. Hey, Wyatt! Good seeing you, buddy. We were worried about you. You feeling better now, buddy? I kind of got the cue last night that you were going to show up. But I've been concerned. I'm probably one of the few people on YouTube that really worries about all my members here being old and having health problems myself. Oh, you notice something, Kathy? Right there? That's my license plate. The reason I got that one is that's the old one. I had lost that number for 2 years because I thought I had a cool, you know. Yeah, it sucks to get old, I know it. It sucks to get old. It really does. Like I've said many times, back in your 20s and 30s, your social calendar was dance, date, party. Now your calendar is doctor, MRI, CT scan. I do more socializing with doctors and technicians than I do with people. Yeah, that's the license plate that's on the shit box. Although the new Ohio plate is all fancy, multicolored, and that's the old one. And that's what I do with my stickers. I go right around the license plate with them. Totally illegal, but nobody's ever bitched at me. I spend more on license plates than both of my vehicles are worth. Although the nice thing is that plate is permanently assigned to me. Nobody can take that plate away from me unless I give it up. And I just renew over the internet, do it online. They send me my sticker and my registration. No standing in line, fighting. The least contact that I have with the BMV is better for me. And this I got off of eBay. There's a guy on eBay. He'll make any license plate you want. I think I paid, what did I pay? 12 bucks. I think it was 12 bucks. And if you order several, you get a discount. Because I've got, over in Studio One, I got a bunch of them I ordered from the guy. Had a bunch of goofy ones made up. Wasted my money. Well, not so much wasted my money, but anybody else would think that. I thought it was cool. Like with all the signs that I ordered. So what was it? Did they determine what was causing that nasty headache? Or did it finally, dissipate? And did you have to go to the VA? Yeah, I was concerned. Because you're a regular, you and, well, Kathy, she's number one. I no sooner hit start show, there's Kathy. And then usually Jenny was right behind her, but Jenny's another one that's been down and health problems. Everybody got well, this time of year, the goofy weather, everybody getting sick. I got 3 of my friends that are sick. Matter of fact, one of them ended up going to the hospital, was in ER for about 12 hours, breathing problems. That's the scary thing when you get this age. You use that terminology that everybody that gets arrested uses. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Oh, if I hear that one more time. If I was a cop, of course I wouldn't be for long. Somebody be, I can't breathe. That make it any better? Oh. Oh, well, now you can worry about the top of your head because it sounds like your lungs are working. I like the other day watching a video, and this dumbass girl, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And the cop looked her right in the face and said, well, you're opening your mouth and talking. You're breathing. Yeah, it's the goofy weather this time of year. And, and I'm guilty of it too. I stopped wearing my mask. I religiously wore that thing up until about 6 months ago. The strange looks I would get, Although, if you go shopping, 90% of the people that are wearing masks are seniors. And I don't know why I stopped wearing mine. I mean, I've got them in both vehicles. I always have one in my jacket pocket. I just stopped wearing it. And if anybody should be wearing a mask, it should be me, because I've got a compromised immune system the way it is. Oh, yeah, well, it hasn't hit here yet. Another month. Every car windshield will be yellow. And then I'll definitely be wearing a mask. I should have never stopped. I should have never stopped. Every time I go into a store, I'm putting myself at risk. Matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I bought a couple of them, what do they call gators. My variety store up the street had them. 4 for $1. I bought 2. Because, first of all, I didn't like the crappy orange. So I got a black one, and I got a smoke gray, and I got a dark blue. The orange I didn't like, and I definitely didn't want white. But 4 for $1, and they're nice. Just, they do me a lot of good sitting on my dresser in the package, But every car I've got masks. Matter of fact, when my son was working for Amazon, I got the one with the blue check mark on it. Oh, hanging in the car. Should be hanging on my face. Oh, the chainsaw bugs. Yeah, I call them chainsaw bugs. And then on the trees, you see the empty shells stuck on the trees. Well, there was an article, I think it was last spring, where for the next several years, we'll be seeing them every spring because something in their cycle got screwed up. Because it would be basically like every 7 years. But something in their breeding cycle or incubation cycle or hibernation cycle got screwed up. So certain areas of the country will be seeing them like every spring or every other until, like I care that their cycle gets straightened out. So, because when they were on the 7-year thing, oh my God, that's all you heard. Everywhere you went. Goddamn bugs. I'll never forget. Oh, you'll love this one, Kathy. And Wyatt, if he's still in here. When I was motorcycling, and I'm tooling along down, where was I? 480? I think it was on 480 coming back home. I'm tooling around, and I had my mouth open, and that fucking cicada went in my fucking mouth. It got stuck in my throat. I wheeled over to the side, took everything I could get to get the bike on the kickstand, and I'm beating myself on the back and gagging. And finally, a car pulled over, because they saw me in distress. And the guy, what's wrong? I said, I got a fucking cicada in my mouth. He's beating on my fucking back and beating on my back, and the next thing, a nurse stopped. And and she said, wait a minute. She runs to her car, and she comes back, and it was hilarious, because she had a pair of these, and she went right down my throat and pulled that fucker out. I was like, oh, God. After that, I wore a banana. Yeah, I had just happened to open my mouth. And luckily, she had a pair of tweezers. She went right down and she extracted that son of a... And it didn't want to come out. She's trying to pull on it, and the fucking legs, I could feel them on the back of my tongue. Oh, my God. Worst thing that could happen. Although, like I tell you, the old joke, how can you tell a happy motorcyclist? By counting the bugs stuck in his teeth, Because I didn't wear a helmet. So, after that, I always wore a banana. Oh, that son of a bitch, I could feel its legs on my tongue, Luckily, she had a good grip on it. It was a tug of war. Because she told the guy, she handed him a gauze pad. And she said, yank his tongue out and hold it as tight as you can. Finally, she extracted that son of a bitch. And then the taste it left in my throat, I was like, oh, my God. Yeah, fucking cicada. And she's got it on the tweezers, and she said, you want to keep it to tell your friends? I said, fuck no. I went right home and I dug out a couple of good bananas. I pre-tied them, and I made sure there was one on the bike at all times. Oh, that was nasty. Oh, Jesus. And then today, I'm checking the oil and the fluids in the shit box, you know. And as I'm screwing the lid on top of the power steering, one of them fucking jumping spiders jumped onto the engine, landed on my fucking hand. And those things are, you go to flick them and they jump, and it's going up my arm. Finally, ugly looking son of a bitch. I'm like, get away from me. And then last summer, I had a stink bug in the house. And I was trying to corral it so I could throw it outside. And my son goes, what are you fucking around for? Whack! Oh my God, the stench that bug left. I was spraying goddamn Clorox bleach cleaner and everything to get the smell out. Man, those things stink. Goddamn stink bug. No. No Jenny yet. I hope she's feeling all right. Oh, what, stink bugs? Oh, and there's something about, like, if it lands on skin and you smack it, they got some kind of toxin in their system that it'll leave a fucking rash and everything. Yeah, you want to stay away from them goddamn things. Yeah, it leaves like a burn. It looks like a burn. Whatever toxin they have in their system, you never want to smack one on your skin. You give it a flick. Don't smack it. The war of the stink bugs. Yeah, watch now. Now that I've got everything working normal, I'll get an email in the morning from Faceplant. Do you need help? Yeah, I needed help 24 hours ago, you assholes. And you know another thing I goddamn hate? These online coupons. Like, I'll be in Mark's, and I don't pay attention. Going down an aisle, and it'll be like Clorox spray cleaner. Buy one, get one free. Then I get to the register, and it'll be like $3.98. Wait a minute. What, do you have the online coupon? What? You don't have the app? No, I don't have the app. Well, you only get this if you can produce on your phone. I don't want either one of them then. Yeah, you got to read the goddamn label, yeah, the fine print. With online app. I don't download nobody's app. I don't want Aldi's app. I don't want Family Dollar's app. I don't want Mark's app. I don't want no apps. It's like, years ago, rebates. You'd have to send in for your rebate. Well, if you can't give me it now, screw you. I ain't buying your product. Waste a stamp and everything. Yeah, rebates. I'm not waiting for my goddamn money. Oh, you're going to send me a check for $1. Oh, whoopee. Yeah, them digital coupons suck. I don't know. No apps. I got my apps that were preloaded my phone. The only apps that I physically put into my phone, here, I'll even look. Oh, pardon me while I read a text message from my friend. Oh, we had a shooting. Oh, up at Staples. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, here, perfect. These are the biggest scam right now. I'm getting a notification that I owe highway tolls. I don't have an easy pass. And I'm not in Connecticut. People are falling for this bullshit. Delete. Matter of fact, block number. There. Okay. I downloaded my bank. I downloaded the app from Progressive. Cash App, because my friend uses Cash App, and when he owes me money, he Cash Apps me. And let's see, nope, that was in there, eBay and PayPal. That's it. That's the only apps that I put on my phone. Oh, and Roku. Because what's neat is, if I can't find my remote for some reason, I can operate my Roku off my cell phone. That app is cool. And what's neat is I can also use this as a speaker. I can turn the volume down on my TV and put my phone on my ear. But that's a cool app. My Roku remote. Otherwise, no, I'm not downloading no goddamn digital coupon app. No way. Oh, see, the weather app was already installed in the phone. All I had to do was put in location, Cleveland. But the weather app was in, the calculator was already in, calendar was already built in. Now, no, matter of fact, I rarely use Facebook Messenger, and it's not. I don't have the app. There was something. I could have sworn there was something I wanted to show you. But oh, I showed you the WKRP. Although this one, oh, this is not. This is an actual photo, not photoshopped. Look at the size of that Maine Coon next to a normal cat. Look at the size of that kitty. I want one. I want a Maine Coon. That cat is fucking huge. Matter of fact, she said when people come over to her house, they mistake it for a dog. He weighs like 37 pounds. Here, kitty, kitty. Yeah, normal cat. Meow. That one. Meow. Yeah, I want either a Maine Coon, a Bengal, or a Serval. Those are one of the three I want. Yeah, that Maine Coon, 37 pounds. Here, kitty, kitty. And the Bengals and the Servals are even bigger. Of course, now there is a breeder down in southern Ohio that breeds Servals. She wants $3,000. I told her, I said, you could even get it fixed for me and I'll pay you. She goes, okay, $2,500. Oh, big deal. Yeah, she had some videos of the Bengals. I was like, oh man. And the Servals are really cool. Yeah, could you imagine that cat? Meow. Grab you by the leg and hold on to you. Feed me. That goddamn cat would take up half the bed. It's bad enough my 22-pound tuxedo takes up enough space. I could kill him sometime. I'll move over, he moves over. I'll move over, he moves over. Next thing you know, he's got me off the bed. Yeah, I gotta go up to the store tomorrow. I need to get some more delectables. I only got one pouch left for tonight. I got enough Friskies. Yeah, they didn't have the seafood, so I think it's called Soft and Crunchy. Oh, he loves that shit. He likes it so much that he licks the crumbs out of the bowl. I picked a bowl up and it looks like it's already washed. The first time I gave that to him, I come out the next morning and I was like, oh, you must like that stuff. There isn't even a crumb in the bowl. You know, I had problems because fixed males are very susceptible to urinary tract infections. And after the last battle I had with the last cat, the vet told me, you don't strictly feed them dry food. You feed them wet food and you put just enough dry food in the dish to kind of like make him happy. Well, it don't make him happy because when the dish is empty, he throws a fit. But I'll give him his delectables, and then I put just, maybe it's a small dish. And I'll put maybe an inch. And that way he gets his wet and his dry. Although he loves to drink water. Ever since he was a kitten, he was a pain in the ass. Goddamn cat play in the water all the time. It took me forever to break him of that habit. If you forgot to put the lid down on the toilet, next time you walked in, the bowl was empty and there was water everywhere. He'd be in there. I'll never forget the one day I put about 3 inches of water in the bathtub to clean it. Goddamn asshole bailed into the bathtub playing in the fucking water. It's like, get out of there. And you know how they tell you, like, if a cat will do something it's not supposed to, like maybe, go to scratch on the furniture, take a spray bottle and spray him. Oh, this bastard, I can empty a spray bottle. He'll sit there, more. He'll be fucking soaking wet. More. That don't work. Then finally, I broke him of that. Because I couldn't put a water dish down. I'd put a water dish down, it'd be all over the place. And then it got to be the point where I guess he finally said, hey, I've had enough of water. And he won't play in it anymore. I'd find him in the goddamn kitchen sink, playing in the goddamn dishpan. I couldn't have anything with water anywhere. Oh, from a kitten. I don't know what it was with him and water. That was another thing, I'd call the goddamn rescue, and I'd say, hey, this goddamn cat, I can't have water anywhere. They're like, what do you mean? I said, every time I put water down, he plays in it. The woman was like, what? I finally had to take a video. I heard him in the. I deliberately left the lid open. I heard him in the bathroom, so I snuck around the corner and I took a video. He was in there splashing water everywhere. Then she tells me, well, close the lid. I said, okay, what about the water dish in the kitchen? He needs water. I'd put water down for him. I'd walk out of the kitchen. It'd be all over the floor. Then finally, he broke himself with the habit. But even like today, if I go to, if I pull out a spray bottle, he'll come right at me. Spray me, spray me. Okay. And he enjoys it. Oh. I've never had a goddamn cat that had such an affinity for water. But finally, we broke him of the habit. Finally. You know, Wyatt, any other cat, if you would even just go with a spray bottle, they'd run. Not mine. He'll sit there, and the more you spray him, the more he likes it. I have emptied a goddamn big spray bottle and soaked him, and he'll just sit there. More? The bottle's empty? We'll go fill it back up. I'm not done. And then fill the bottle up, come back, spray him more. He'll just sit there. Like the one day he was going for he had his claws in the edge of the couch. And I come in, I sprayed the shit out of him. I ran out of water. He goes right back to stick his paws in the couch. I come back in, I sprayed him again. He just sat there. I had that cat fucking soaking wet. Didn't faze him. My son's cat, even if I aim a spray bottle at it, I don't even have to spritz. That cat takes off, gone. Not that goofy ass of mine. But at least I don't leave anything out with water except the water bowl. He seems to think now, okay, I drink this. But if I'll forget and leave the damn lid up, he'll be in there playing in the water. But he's finally come to the conclusion, the bowl next to my food is to drink. You don't put your feet in it. 2 weeks ago, he's up on the counter. He's nosy as can be. He's up on the counter. So I took a saucepan and I was going to make some tea for iced tea. So I filled the saucepan up. I put it on the stove. Now, I didn't turn it on. I put the pan on the stove. I go to the cupboard to get the tea bags. I turn around. He's got his fucking feet in the pan of water. I was like, you asshole. Yeah, walked over by the stove, feet in the water. He won't do it with the water bowl. If I put the dishpan in the sink and I put water in it, he'll stick his feet in it. I've never had a goddamn cat that likes water like he does. It was just that fast. He's sitting on the counter, which I should have broke him of that habit years ago, but hey, it's just me and him, you know. I put the saucepan on the stove. I go across the kitchen to get the tea bags. I turn around, and there he's got his feet in the pan of water. I'm like, God damn you. Empty the water out, rinse out the pan, throw him on the floor, boot his ass out of the kitchen, close the door, make my iced tea. Then when I was done, open the kitchen door. Then he comes in, he's like, where'd the water go? But he won't do it with his water bowl. Any other water? Or he'll drink it. I'll put a pan on the stove, the other night, I was going to boil some rotini for spaghetti. So I put the pan on the stove. I turn around to get the box of rotini, and he's drinking the water out of the pan. I'm like, you got a water bowl right over there, dickhead. I was like, oh, Jesus. Boot him out of the kitchen, close the door. He is just... I tell people, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're making that story up, Grumpy. No, I'm not. I have a video here. Look, he's playing in the toilet. I think I deleted it finally. I don't think it's in the phone anymore. Let me look. Yeah, I deleted it. That's the way he sleeps, too. On his back, 4 feet in the air. Thinks he's a human. I'll have to leave the lid open one day. Hopefully he'll play in it so I can take another video. I don't know why I deleted it, because that's the only proof I ever had of him playing in water. Now I have to beg him, please play in the water so I can get a video of you. Be my luck, he'll just stand there and look in the bowl and go, looks like water. And then he'll walk away. Be my luck. Oh, Kathy, it's a riot. I'll be laying in bed watching TV, and he's laying next to me, 4 feet in the air. Thinks he's a human. And if he gets in a deep sleep, he snores. I'm like, come on, wake up. You're worse than having a wife. But yeah, He'll get in, roll over on his back, feet in the air. Although, like the vet told me, that is when you know you have 100% trust of that animal, because an animal will never expose its underside. Dogs, cats, squirrels, mountain lions, they always protect their stomachs. But if an animal will expose itself like that, that means they trust you 100%. But it's hilarious. If I move over, he takes his head in his ass and scooches. Because he got to be glued next to me. And then I'll be at the edge of the bed going, whoa! Get over there. I think I'm going to have to message Jenny on her eBay and check on her. Because this is the second night in a row. Or is it the third? No, second. She wasn't here last night. I think she was the night before, and she said she wasn't feeling well. And then last night, no Jenny. Tonight, no Jenny. I'll have to check on her. If Kathy wouldn't have said something, I was going to have her check on you, Wyatt. I worry about my peoples. But she told me last night, we'll be hearing from Wyatt shortly. Okay. Glad we knew that. Because we're just a group of people sitting around the kitchen table, chatting over coffee. Yeah, I have her locked in on my favorite sellers on eBay, so I'll message her tomorrow and say, hey, we want to know how you're doing. You ain't been around. We're calling attendance and you've been absent without an excuse. That was like when Kaiser, and a lot of people don't know who the hell Kaiser is. What the hell was his goddamn YouTube page? Something Wrangler. What the hell was his goddamn YouTube page? It had Wrangler in it. Something Wranglers. What the hell was that? Friday Wrangler! Thank you, Wyatt. Half of his show would be roll call. if he had a topic of videos he was going to show, he would do roll call. And sometimes he would invent people. Because I would be watching the chat and he would be like, oh, look, Fabitz, how you doing? You know, how was your neck surgery or whatever? And you'd be looking going, who the hell's he talking to? Yeah, it's going to be interesting because they put the enhancement, and he didn't think they were going to do that. I bet you he gets 20 years. That was stupid to take a blind plea. Because he agreed to the blind plea. And then they added the enhancement. Prior felon enhancement. He screwed himself. Everybody's saying, oh, he'll get 3, 5 years. No fucking way. He's looking at at least 20. Although they're saying with the 5 felonies, each felony 5 years. So that's a minimum of 25. And the judge, he could go up to life. Because having the prior felon enhancement, it's up to the judge. And the judge knows he has that open murder indictment. He could get life. And he can't retract the plea. I would love to see the look on his face when the judge went, well, we're just going to add the enhancement for being a prior felon. He would, oh, shit. I bet you he's shitting himself right now. Oh, no. Oh, this judge is a stickler. He screwed himself with this judge. This judge don't cut no slack. This judge is a hardliner. That's why he was stupid to take a blind plea with this judge. I bet you he gets a minimum 25. I'd like to see 50. Because right now, with the judge knowing he has that open indictment for Donald Cameron's murder, he could get life. That was the dumbest move. He was figuring, I'll take a blind plea, judge will let me off 3 to 5. No. Blind plea is basically you plead guilty without a deal. Like, you know, the prosecutor will come in and say, okay, we're gonna reduce this charge down to say it's murder, we're gonna reduce it down to accidental homicide or some shit, manslaughter, and the maximum would be like 10 years. He don't know what he's getting. He just agreed to plead guilty, basically blindly. because the sentencing now has no guidelines. The judge can go anywhere from 20 years to life. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And I would like to go down for the sentencing when Shiz throws the party. Because she's already looking for a hall to throw a party. And then it looks 99.9% a surety that they are going to go through with the trial for Donald Cameron's murder. Because all the corrupt judges and officials are all gone down there now. It's a whole new regime. And the prosecutor's a hardliner. So he gets sentenced for them 5 felonies, and then he's looking at trial for Donald Cameron's murder. Unless he comes a plea, but I don't think they'll offer him a plea. I think they'll take that to trial because they are 99.99999% sure they'll get a guilty verdict. And the hilarious thing, he was on YouTube bragging. They're not going to arrest me. I'm safe. This is it's a status conference. I don't have to be there. And then the next afternoon, he gets fucking arrested. And then he's sitting in the back of the police car going, they're arresting me and they're going to extradite me for a burglary. And the officer said, that's what it says on the warrant, extraditable. You ain't going nowhere. No bond. Oh, no goddamn way. No fucking way. No. No way. He's looking at a minimum of 20 to life. Because you know who G2 is, don't you? Have you ever gone on his YouTube? He is the one that's working with Shiz because he lives down there. So he gets a reporter pass because every hearing he's in court. And he said basically when Kaiser did the blind plea, because people were going, 3 years, 5 years. And he said, no. He's looking at a minimum of 20 up to life. And he can't withdraw that fucking plea. That's the hilarious thing. Because he didn't think they were going to hit him with the enhancement. And that judge said, oh, yeah, enhancement, prior felon. No, I think, I'm trying to think when his next court date is. Well, they got to do the pre-sentence investigation and some other shit. Yeah, it's sometime next month. You're right, Wyatt. But 5 to 10? No way. No way. Not with that hardliner judge. No way. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know. Where is his head besides up his ass? Where is Gremlin's head? He's got his head so far up his ass that right now, he'll never. 5 to 10. And isn't Gremlin doing something with his website? Or is that Kimmy? And then I couldn't believe it. She actually moved in like the weekend before he got arrested. So Kaiser didn't even get to celebrate his wife. What a crock of shit that is. Yeah, I couldn't believe he's sitting in the back of that police cruiser and go, can somebody tell my mother and my wife what's going on? They're not legally married. And that was hilarious when he got arrested because he saw the fucking cop and he hung a U-turn and was heading back home. And that cop got him as he pulled in the driveway. Come with me. They're arresting me over that? Yep. You've got a no-bond extraditable warrant there, buddy. You ain't going nowhere except back where you should have been. Back to Alabama. Yeah. You got that one right. I don't understand. Although I don't follow Gremlins, I can't stand him anyway. Kaiser must have been paying him off somewhere. And I can't believe he still has most of his followers. They think he's coming back. God, does he have them people blinded? Holy shit. Well, when he packed up and left Alabama to go live with mommy, he just packed up and moved. And the whole thing was his goddamn bondsman knew it and didn't do a damn thing. He never told anybody he was leaving that state, and he wouldn't have got permission anyway. Well, Kafar's saying now, no. And JJ, he disappeared, man. I think JJ got a little talking to at work saying, hey, you better distance yourself from this guy. Because JJ disappeared. Because he used to be on Nightly. with Kaiser. And then all of a sudden, JJ disappeared. No, he never told nobody. He just split. And he did not think that they would come and get him. Talk about delusional. When you're looking at 5 felonies and you just pack up and leave the state, yeah, I knew that. Well, that side wood business, nothing like working for the prison. You know, you're the jailer, and then you're selling wood to the wood shop. Not to mention giving your girlfriend a raise of 75%. Christ, she was making more than the goddamn clerks and some of the officials down there. Talk about corruption with a capital C. But towards the end, JJ vanished. You didn't hear anything about him. I think somebody down there said, "Hey, the shit's going to hit the fan, and you don't want to be standing near the fan." Because he used to be on nightly with Kaiser. This whole thing is not over and done with. I have a sneaking suspicion that JJ is going to get himself in some, although he said he's not running for jailer the next election. But I don't know what Gremlins is thinking. I really don't. I mean, the handwriting's on the wall. He can't read it. But anybody, any of his followers that think he's going to get off with a slap on the hands, those people are brain dead. And I can't believe them people. Every month we're paying him money. All the members that he had. And people super chatting him every night, throwing money at him. I'm like, he was like Jim Jones. He mesmerized all them followers. Yeah, Gremlins isn't allowed to tour the Crayola factory because he'll eat the place dry. But you look at all them people that monthly were paying him money. And then the super chats. You know, he banned me. I had gotten a free membership. I was in Stone Vet's chat one afternoon, and Kaiser had goddamn sneaky followers everywhere, and they reported back to him. Now, I wasn't saying nothing about Kaiser. They reported back to him, oh, you got a traitor. He's in Stone Vet's chat. So that night, after I was in Stone Vet's chat, I said hello. I would just come in and say hello. Oh, he lambasted me in front of everybody. Took away my free membership, told his all of his wrenches to ban me. He just went on and on and on and on. So I would follow him. I couldn't get in the chat, but I was just anxious to see what was going on and to see them people. Oh, so-and-so just renewed his membership, and this one, and this one, and this one, and oh, look, I got a $20 super chat from so-and-so, you know. Oh, my God, Glenn Harlow was throwing money at him. Jesus Christ, yeah, I forgot about old Glenn Harlow. At least $5. Every time Glenn had something to say in the chat, it would be a super chat so that it would get read. I think Glenn Harlow wanted to hear his name. Oh, I'll tell you what. Him and his goddamn wrenches, yeah, they would, anybody that left, oh, you were a rotten son of a bitch, you were, you know, sneaky, you were going behind his back. Yeah, you got that right, Wyatt. He passed it out for free. Here you go. Have some. Drink up. Cheers. But I could not believe his followers were that fucking stupid. He had them mesmerized. Because, you know, once you join, like, if you're using, like, PayPal, that comes out automatically every month. $7 or whatever it was. And he was making good money off them people. Not to mention goddamn Glenn Harlow throwing money at him like Glenn Harlow must be a millionaire. The money that he threw out every night. Oh yeah, when you know, Wyatt, when you were loyal, you were his best friend. But I'll tell you what, when you quit, or he thought that you were disloyal, oh God, you were the worst nightmare anybody could have. You were lower than a snake's belly in a wagon rut. He rubbed people's faces in the mud. Like I say, I had just gone in. like I tell everybody, you can go chat anywhere. You can go in somebody's YouTube and say I'm the rottenest son of a bitch on earth. That's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to throw somebody out because they talk behind my back. I got thick skin. I don't care. And if you talk behind my back and you show up here in the chat, I'm glad to see you. But Kaiser, oh, god damn. This is YouTube. First of all, I don't have enough followers to monetize. It would be nice to get some money out of this for Christ what I've spent. Cameras and microphones and backgrounds, and that's all out of my pocket. I do it because I'm having fun. This goes back to 1971 when my dreams of being a disc jockey got shit canned when the FCC shut the goddamn school down because it wasn't chartered, it wasn't certified. And I couldn't afford to go to another broadcast school because I was fucking paying on a loan for the grand that I shelled out to get into the Wixie School of Broadcast Technique. I couldn't make it as a disc jockey because I didn't have the money to go to another school. And over the years, it kind of gnawed at me. Not saying that I'd ever been a big name. Maybe I wouldn't even have made it in radio. Although one of my classmates had the money. He went over to Cleveland School of Broadcasting. He got his certificate, and to this day, he's working as a disc jockey, but he's not a big name. One of the stations he worked at, the goddamn transmitter, and it was in the middle of a cow pasture. But he's been employed since 1973. Not saying that maybe I wouldn't have been cut out for it. Then I discovered YouTube, and I was like, gee, I could not only be a disc jockey, I could be a TV station of my own. And I started this as fun, and every night I have fun. That's like Ernie Anderson. I met him when he was at Channel 8 here in Cleveland. Of course, he had connections with Tim Conway, and Tim Conway got him announcer's job out in Hollywood. He was doing commercials. He did the commercial for Mercury, Mercury, the man's car. He had that certain voice that you need. He was the announcer for Carol Burnett. People from Cleveland knew. Yeah, he went out there. As a matter of fact, Tim Conway got him apart on Gunsmoke. The problem is Ernie Anderson couldn't remember lines. So he couldn't be an actor. The whole thing is, like when he was on Gunsmoke, he had like 3 lines. He couldn't remember them. They had to hold cue cards for him. And then he got the offer to be Carol Burnett's announcer. And he made big money. I've got the book that was written by Chuck Shadowski about Ghoulardi. That's where, well, Ernie Anderson was the weatherman, and then he did Ghoulardi on Friday nights. And he was doing commercials, announcing, and Chuck Shadowski said they went out one day. They were going out to dinner, and Ernie said, hey, I got to stop, and I got to record 2 commercials on the way out. Chuck Shadowski said 15 minutes. That's all it took. Ernie came out, and he said, not bad, 2 commercials, $3,000 apiece. And when he got the offer out in Hollywood, that's right. He left Cleveland and went, see ya, and never turned his head. He put blinders on and said, I'm headed out to Hollywood. Really? I didn't know that. I never knew that. Wow. That wasn't in the book. Oh, Ghoulardi. You know, the Cleveland Police Department said on Friday nights, the crime rate dropped in Cleveland because all the kids that were criminals had to watch Ghoulardi. They said on Friday night, Cleveland was basically crime-free. That's the following that he had. Oh, God. I was a loyal. Oh. When Ghoulardi was on, don't breathe. Matter of fact, I sent him a couple of model cars with fucking firecrackers in them. Because he used to blow this shit up. One night he set the goddamn station on fire. Somebody sent, and they think it was a small bit of C4. It blew up. It set all the curtains on fire. Chuck Shadowski said they were running around the station grabbing every fire extinguisher they could, and he was watching going, hey, we got to get the fire out before we go back on air. They were... That's when the station said, Ernie, cool it with the boom booms permanently. Then remember the stuffed raven, Oxnard? Oh, God. I got the book that Chuck Shadowski wrote about Ernie Anderson and Ghoulardi and how basically when he went out to Hollywood, yeah, he never looked back, and he made big money out there. But I didn't know his son was a director. Wow. Yeah. Ernie was his TV name. because he didn't really want to be known by his real name. So Ernie Anderson. That was in the book. Oh, the book, I'll tell you what. It's a hell of a book. Oh, yeah. That was part of his shtick. Besides the fright wig and the goatee, he'd blow shit up, and then every teenage kid was building a plastic model car and stuffing it with fireworks, and then he'd blow it up on TV. Oh, he was a fucking pyromaniac. But that night, when it was commercial explosives, because Chuck Sadowski said it blew up, it knocked everything over, set the curtains on fire. Of course, Monday morning when the bigwigs came to work, Ernie got in some deep shit. They told him to cool it with the boo-boos permanently. Oh, God, if you can get I'll give you the title tomorrow. It's on my dresser. I'll give you the title, and I'll even check and see if there's copies available. Oh, it's worth the read. Oh, my God, yes. People didn't know the antics that went on in that station. Like when Ernie would come to work, he rode a little fucking Honda 90. He'd ride it through the goddamn offices. He'd prop open the door and run the motorcycle right into his office. Drive through the station, park the motorcycle next to his desk. Oh, the shit that he did. Oh, my God. Shit that went on that the public never knew. Chuck Sadowski, as a matter of fact, Chuck Sadowski just passed recently. He had every single tape in his basement. He saved everything Goulardi, all the tapes. Because he was going to transfer. I don't think he ever got to it. But he had a deal with the station. He basically had every single tape of every Goulardi show. I'll tell you what. When they would chew Ernie's ass out, he would threaten to quit. And all the big wheels at Channel 8 knew the draw that Ernie had. Because he would threaten to go to like Channel 3 or Channel 5. They'd call him in, start chewing his ass, and he goes, fuck you, I'm going to Channel 5. They'll hire me right now. I'm going to Channel 3. They'll hire me right now. Then they'd say, okay, Ernie, okay, we're sorry. I'll tell you what, in Goulardi's heyday, Ernie could basically do nothing wrong. Because when they would go to chew his ass out, he just threatened to go to Channel 3 or Channel 5. Because those stations would have hired him just for the draw. Because the Cleveland police chief at the time said, when Goulardi comes on, crime stops. No, WJW. WLYO is CBS. Channel 19. See, that's another screwy thing. When Fox bought Channel 8, for a while, the station was WJKW. And then Fox somehow kissed ass with the FCC to get the original call letters back. Because for the longest time, you could see on the front of the building where they had changed the letters and then changed them back. Because Fox was unheard of. Fox came out like nowhere. And CBS got screwed because Channel 8 turned into Fox. And they needed a station for CBS. And that's how Channel 19 came in, WOIO. CBS got the shitty end of the deal. Because technically, Fox should have been Channel 19. Because we had ABC Channel 3, Channel 5, WDWS, and WJW Channel 8, which was ABC, NBC, CBS. So technically, when Fox came into Cleveland, they should have been Channel 19, WOIO. How they ended up, well, money talks. Somebody threw a shitload of money at the FCC to say, oh, okay, Fox, you can be Channel 8. And CBS, you poor son of a bitch, now you're 19. If CBS got screwed, they literally got screwed. Because it was 3, 5, and 8. How Fox pulled it off, nobody knows. But poor CBS got screwed because 99% of the people watch 3, 5, and 8. They're like 19. Oh yeah, that's CBS. Yeah, you're right, Wyatt. Yep, 100% right. And Rupert had the Bucks. You know, it's like a certain person sitting in that big building in D.C. It just goes to prove you could buy an election. Grumpy won't be here tomorrow. The FBI will have a spotlight on me tomorrow. I'll be sitting in the corner of a dark room. But it's true. No one knew you could buy a presidential election. If I'm not here tomorrow, I'll be in handcuffs. Somewhere in a sub-basement of a dark building. Well, You know, Wyatt, I just hope that everybody is happy. I just, especially when they go to the grocery store, I hope they're really happy when they see every week prices are going up and up. And wait till if the tariffs, oh, you'll be paying $5 for a can of pork and beans. And we get about 80% of our fruit and vegetables from Argentina. So the next time you go in the grocery store and you want to buy an onion, it'll cost you about $12. And I just hope everybody's happy. Because we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. That's enough, Grumpy. You don't want to have a channel deleted and end up in a Mexican prison somewhere. But yeah, the dealings back in the days with the TV stations, that was amazing. Poor CBS, man, they got the shitty end of the stick. Because, you know, to this day, I rarely think of Channel 19. Now, I do not watch a lot of local television, but Channel 19 never even comes into my head. 358. That's what I grew up with, 358. Technically, Fox should have been Channel 19. Because in other states, when Fox was buying TV stations, they were the oddball. Like, say, in Montana, they had 2, 7, and 9, and then Fox was Channel 68. But not in Cleveland. Not in northeastern Ohio. Murdoch said, I want to be Channel 8. Here, FCC. Here. Okay, you can be Channel 8. We'll make Channel 19 CBS. Man, 19 has been around for eons. To this day, I rarely think 19. Rarely. Because it's still in my head. 358. Those are Cleveland's channels. 358. For those that don't have cable. And I don't have cable. I do have a nice fancy antenna that brings in 35819 on my other TV, which I rarely watch. But it's nice to know it's there. And who is 45? Fox? Is Fox Channel 45 in Maryland? Or did they pull a shot where Fox was able to take over whatever CBS was holding on to? I guarantee you got 2, 11, 13. ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox is 45. Which technically it should have been the same in Cleveland. Fox should have been channel 19. Because basically when Fox put Joan Rivers up against Carson, that was one of her husband's bitches. People don't know who the hell Fox is. They're such obscure channels. One area it's 45, another area it's channel 83. And people don't think that way. They're like me, 358. Oh yeah, we have a 19. Oh, that's right, that's CBS. ABC is probably channel 2, NBC is 11, CBS is 13, and Fox is 45. Am I right? Where did Kathy go? She bail on me? That's like who the hell was oh God, who was Turner Broadcasting. There was another one. TBS. Well, Ted Turner had deep pockets full of money. Boy, the days of TV were interesting back in the day when Fox came in. Not to mention when cable came in. I'm glad that cheap-ass antenna, which was a riot when I bought it. It said good for 650 miles. My local stations come in as clear as can be. And like I said last night, I've got my 50-inch Samsung, that's my Roku TV, and then right next to it, I've got my 45-inch LG, and that's hooked to the antenna. So I can watch 3, 5, 8, 19, 43 WUAB if I want to watch, like the news, I'll watch the news, I'll turn it off, and then I go to the other TV. Do I miss cable? For a couple of channels, yes. I miss National Geographic and National Geographic Wild. Those are the only cable channels I miss. But as far as the cost of cable, hey, my Roku TV works perfect. I get a shitload of channels. I mainly watch YouTube at night because I watch all my interrogation videos or my murder stuff. The BBC does Murder in My Village. I like watching. It's amazing the difference between how the Brits do their in murder investigations versus the way we do it here. I think they're way more advanced in their forensics over there than we are here. That's why I enjoy watching every now and then, Spectrum will say, would you like to sign up for streaming cable? No. I'm very happy with what I have. Thank you. Yeah, now it's streaming cable. You don't even need a box. You tell them, yes, I'll take streaming cable. They hit their keyboard. There you go. Just follow the instructions on your TV, and you now have streaming cable. The same thing. I don't pay for nothing. No Netflix, no Disney, no Stars, no nothing. If it ain't free, I don't want it. Although the other night I was watching, I think it's called Torque. I was watching Counting Cars. I think the new channel's Torque. It used to be not Auto Week. Oh, what the hell was the goddamn auto magazine that had their own TV, their own station? Whatever. Now it's called Torque, I think. It was free. It was like there was some special get Netflix and Disney for like $6.99 a month. No. I ain't paying. I get a shitload of channels on my Roku TV. I have my other TV. I get my local. That's it. I ain't paying for nothing. I don't miss that cable bill, I'll tell you that. First, I was paying like $80 a month for goddamn cable. I'm like, no more. Although AT&T is sneaky. Every month there'd be a new fee. The bill would go up by $1 or $2, just enough so you don't really notice it. Until you look back and go, gee, 4 months ago I was paying $69 and now I'm paying $83. Soon as my contract expired, I said, where do I send the box? I don't want it no more. Now you don't even have to return a box. It's streaming. If you decide you don't want streaming cable, they just delete. There you go. Have a nice day. Thank you. And with that, I think it's time to delete myself because I'm getting hungry. Come on, tablet. It's outro time. Time for an outro. We know where, right here, WDWL TV, 7 p.m. And with that, have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's been fun again tonight. Thanks for everybody coming in. And we will meet again right here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Where's my clicker?